Right, I'm down in Somerset and we're looking at pollarded crack willows. It's over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I see a couple of dozen just in this little area. This is near a place called Highbridge. So we're going to walk around there and I'll turn the camera back on when we're around there. Steady on. This one is a sallow. You can see the leaves around. It's overhanging this ditch, which they need to keep clear. This area floods. And these are crack willow pollards. You can see these are true pollards, not high pollards. Or amenity pollards like you get along streets. And these have been cut time and time and time again at the top of the trunk. This one's got a fork in it. It's been cut at the fork. You can see where big branches have been taken off. And it's been cut more recently, more frequently. Basically it's easier to do it like this and you can still use the material. So these will go, say, 10 years maybe till they're recut. The longer you leave them, the harder it is to do, the more difficult, the more material you get out of them. And also the longer you leave them between cuts, the more likely they are to fall apart. And if you've got an area like this, which is heavily grazed, you've got the hedgerows, and you've got some trees around. But years gone by, they'd have had as much grazing as they could, probably with some arable as well. There's not much arable around here now. And basically this would have been firewood, or a bit of basketry, or instead of hazel, which was traditionally used for partitions in buildings and then plastered over, they'd use this, because this is what, 2 years growth maybe. So it grows really fast. It's not very strong, and of course it's crack willow, Salix fragilis, because it is fragile. And you see where this one is starting to fall apart. Splits up the trunk. And maybe bats in there in the summers. Maybe bats under here, especially if you've got the ivy overneath splits in the splits in the trunk. You can see the sap runs. Or exudation runs. So all these are good. These ones over here, not really pollarded, but we're going to have a look at them because they're just the other side of the van. So crack willow pollards, I think they're really nice. I think it's really nice that this sort of thing is now back in cycle. Let's go all the way down to the end. It's kind of nice to see them from the other direction, and you see this one is full of rot, but as it is with this, as long as it's cut really frequently, that'll be pretty stable, and you'll be able to get in here, actually get to the ditches, clean out the ditches to make sure if you've got floods in the winter the water runs away as well as possible. And this ivy here, it's November and this is flowering, and you can see all the stamens. Yeah, they've just gone over, but this will be producing nectar and it'll be producing pollen, so any late flying bees, and the first of the fruits are starting to ripen, and these will come in back end of Christmas, January, February, March. Well, there's precious little else for birds to eat, and they're rich in fats, and they're just really, really nice. So, willow pollards. More crack willows. See, this is split. It's gone over. This is quite a big one as well. But this one doesn't appear to have ever been cut, nor this one. Whereas this one has, probably when it went over. So they did the minimum to it. These are just round the corner from the others. This one's gone over a little bit towards the gateway, and then they've cut it. But see how little growth it's put on compared with those other ones. There's some more in there, look. These will just keep regrowing and regrowing and regrowing. And these have all been cut. All fairly low. It's difficult to tell whether they're actually pollards, like pucker pollards. I think they might be. I think they might have been cut at this sort of height. And they might be what I'd term a lapsed pollard. So a tree that has been cut and the cutting stopped. And the problem with cracked willows is, as you can probably guess from the English name and also the Latin name, Salix fragilis, meaning fragile, they tend to fall apart. When they get big, they split apart, cast whole branches. And this with purple twigs on it and the slightly different shaped leaves might be another willow. This is getting a bit beyond my expertise here. You see how purple it is? Whereas those Salix fragilises were more golden. Anyway, let's stop that there. And I hope you found that interesting.